Okay, so you're probably like, why are all of your planners on camera and not open for you to do things in? So I will answer that question. So I actually had a viewer stop by and she is going to be using 2 planners this year, and she requested a video on tips for like how to know to use 2 planners, or like recommendations for using 2 or more planners, because clearly I have more planners here than 2. And this is a hard question because it's going to be personal for everyone. So this is just kind of my 2 cents, and please don't take it as like the holy grail or like gospel or whatever, because honestly, like the road to using multiple planners is a long one, and I have gone back and forth. As you guys can see, I will link videos down below. I have tried the Franken planner. I have tried like multiple planners multiple times. I've tried different types of planners that just didn't work for me. So it can be a bit of an expensive and long road. I always recommend that people sit down and think about what they're actually going to be planning, because I feel like, and I totally do this too, everybody gets kind of caught up in like the hype. They're like, oh my gosh, I want this planner for this cover and this planner and this planner, and they don't actually have a functional purpose for the planner. And so if you don't have a purpose for the planner, you're not going to stay in it and stay using it. A lot of people will go through this process and they will find that one planner doesn't suit every single need for them. And so then the question becomes, and I cannot tell you how many times I've seen this in like the planner groups, is should I use multiple planners? And again, it's not a simple answer, and it's going to be personal to you and like your needs. So here are just some like lists of pros and cons for reasons why it might be better to have more than one planner. For some people, having multiple planners is going to be the best solution. So typically people who are using multiple planners have a couple or all of the following. So they have a busy and active lifestyle. They have a full-time job. They have large amounts of their day away from home. So this could be someone who is a stay-at-home parent that has lots of errands that need to get done away from home. And then a responsibility for others. So whether that's like a manager, a teacher, a stay-at-home mom, a nanny, something like that. So those are typically the categories that people will fall into if they are using multiple planners. Of course, this is not true for everyone. So you might be someone who is a stay-at-home parent, you're kind of a homebody, and you like multiple planners for different reasons. And I've seen this before. Like I've seen stay-at-home parents who, or stay-at-home people, like people who work from home even, who use multiple planners. So one might be like their personal planner, one might be like their work planner, one might be a like gratitude journal. And this is just because they love writing things down and love being in the planner community and love trying new things. Most people who use multiple planners are using them for a functional purpose. And so again, not everybody falls into that category, but people who are in some of those categories will find that it's easier to separate their time management tasks into separate notebooks and only want to focus on those tasks during a set amount of time. So for example, all of these planners here in front of you are planners that I use, and I will kind of break it down with how I use them. So this planner is my on-the-go planner. Anytime I have something that needs to be done out of the house, this gets picked up. This rides around with me in my purse. It has important dates and everything. So it is a little bit of like dual planning. This also has my budget stuff in it. So if I'm sitting down and having a budget meeting with my husband, like this puppy is coming out. So this only gets taken out for certain times of the day. This is kind of my fun planner. So this is my recipe keeper. This very rarely gets brought out these days just because I'm crazy busy. But when I want to sit down and like do something crafty and fun and not necessarily even plan, that's when I get decorative and fun with my recipes and my recipe keeper. So this one comes out when I need a little me time. This is my fitness planner. So when I'm doing something fitness or diet related, this comes out, and I want to break down what I'm doing and how I'm tracking my fitness in here. So it's not out all the time because I don't want to devote all of my time to fitness. So that's why I break this one down. And then when I'm done with fitness, I want to be able to put it away and focus on other things. And then this is my teacher planner. So when I'm not at work, I want to be able to put this away. But when I am at work, I want a separate place where all of my teacher stuff is and organized, and that I can get to it, like meeting notes and everything like that. So I want to make sure that I have everything that I need in one place for teaching, and that I can access it during my work hours, but then put it away when it's family time or fitness time. And then this one I kind of pop into and out of multiple times in the day because it is like my catch-all. So I'm just in here all the time making lists and updating. So this one is kind of one that I use all the time. It doesn't necessarily get broken down. This is just a list pad that I like. This came in the Be Happy box. So again, this can get tossed in my purse or whatever. And then this is my social media planner. And like a social media planner for me is very important. So if it were up to me, I would be working on social media all the time, 24 hours a day, but that's not healthy. You have to have some kind of balance. So I need a place where I can have my social media stuff, have it out when I'm active on social media, and then put it away when it's time to like have one-on-one time with the kids, or, you know, have a talk with my husband, or, you know, go somewhere, go to a birthday party. I don't need to be lugging this around for that. So it's good for me to have everything separated so that I can compartmentalize in my mind and only focus on one task at a time, if that makes sense. For me, because my life is jam-packed, it just doesn't make sense for me to have like a work meeting next to a play date for my kids, next to what video is going to go live. Like that just seems very unorganized to me. And for some people, they want all of that in one place, or they want all of that all combined. So sometimes that works for people, but that definitely does not work for me. I'm able to compartmentalize my mind a little bit better in multiple planners. So for me, again, it's just very confusing to have all of my tasks in one place. I like things a bit more compartmentalized. And so if that is you, if you need to compartmentalize things, then I definitely would recommend multiple planners. And in one planner, I actually felt more unorganized than I did not even using a planner. So it's important to make sure that your planner is working for you. So for example, I feel very unorganized when my family tasks are in the same place as my YouTube and my workout and my meal planning and my, you know, my fitness things. When all of that is together, I feel very jumbled. I feel like I'm running out of space constantly, and I need space to spread out and be able to add tasks as well. Another benefit is you don't lose everything if only one of these goes missing. So of course I would lose everything related to social media if I lost my social media planner, but I wouldn't also lose everything related to my actual job. I wouldn't lose my day-to-day tasks. I wouldn't lose my fitness tasks. I would only lose one of these. So that can be another benefit or a tip for using multiple planners. And then on to the tips. So if you've chosen to kind of like take the leap and keep multiple planners, there's a few things that I want you to know from me to you. It can still be challenging bouncing back and forth between planners, and it's so important to know how to use all of these planners effectively. These are a few of the ways that I've been able to make it work for me. So in situations where things overlap, so for me, that would be like my daily planner and then my mini planner, because you know I have the monthlies are set up kind of similarly and have similar things on them. I try to keep them as separate as possible. So for example, my daily details planner only gets to come out and like live at my kitchen table basically, and then my mini planner gets to only live in my purse. So keeping them in separate locations can definitely help that overlap and help to keep things organized. And then you also won't be quite as tempted to overlap. You'll be able to focus on one as a standalone notebook. The next tip I have is to make sure that you manage to schedule out time to work in each individual one, because if you don't, one will get dropped. And it doesn't even need to be a ton of time, but give yourself like 5 minutes to check in with each planner and log tasks and check in and make sure that you are doing the things that are going to keep you the most productive. Make it part of your routine, and soon it'll be just something that you like get up and do, just like brushing your teeth. Because once something is a habit, it's much less likely to fall to the wayside or to be something that feels overwhelming to you. And then once a week, spend a little bit more time with each planner. And so these are the days you guys will see I have kind of a planning schedule, and you can almost visually see my planning schedule as my videos go live. So the day that my video goes live, it's the day before I'm working in that planner. I'm giving it a day during the week where I can really like sit down, focus on it, and go through through what's upcoming, what I missed, anything that needs to happen. And it's really important to give it that big chunk of time, but also small chunks of time where you can check in on it. And then if you're finding that you are somewhere in the middle of wanting to have both, you know, one planner and then also multiple planners, there are kind of two options for you as far as using the Happy Planner. Now, I'm not a spiral bound or like a personal planner or a traveler's notebook person, so I'm really only coming at this from like a disc perspective, but you could do a Franken planner, which is basically multiple planners in one notebook. In that same like vein of planning, you could also do a transformer planner. So I actually have a video that I am planning to do of a transformer planner. I'm not planning to create a transformer planner to keep it. It's merely just to show you guys like how you could use it. Those are my tips. Those are my big things for like using multiple planners. And I hope this was really helpful to you guys. If you have any other questions, or if you're someone who uses multiple planners and you have tips for how to use multiple planners or how to stay on track using multiple planners, feel free to leave those down in the comments below, because we are a wonderful community here, and I'm sure that the person that asked this question would like information from all of you as well. So feel free to leave your 2 cents down in the comments below as well. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below. If you are one of my current subscribers, thank you so much for all of your love and support. If you want to find me on other social sites, you can find me over on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And by the way, you guys, have fun today.